السلام عليكم الخوت. قبل ما نبدا الفيديو ديالي بس فكركم باللايك والاشتراك في قناتنا الخوت، حيت هادشي هو اللي كيعاوني نكملوا المحتوى ديالنا. كنتمنى يعجبكم ونتلاقاو في الاخر ديال الفيديو
اللي نتكلموا فيه واللي نجيبوا فيها نقطة بنقطة وندمروا ما بناه المغرب إعلاميا لمدة 50 سنة. دعم المخابرات الجزائرية. محمد رادي معنويا ولم يستطع، حتى ماديا لن يستطع. محمد رادي إنسان بسيط جدا، ولكنه يعيش كالملك. دعم المخابرات الجزائرية.
وماشي حشومة عليك، ماشي حشومة عليك تقول انك تعيش العيشة د الملوك بفلوس الناس برزق الناس. هذا هو خير دوك الناس فيك، خليهم ساكن حفاة عورات جياع تيشدوا لاشين على ابسط المواد، وانت تعيش واكل شارب مفطح مع راساتك بخيراتهم وبفلوسهم. ها ماشي حرام عليك دير راسك في نظام اكله الخرف؟ خرف نظام شرف وخرف ما بقى عارف اش كيدير، وتيحيد لولادو ويعطيك انت، وكتشوف مساكن دوك الناس اللي هما اولى بداك الرزق ورزق بلادهم هذاك كتاكل فيه انت ورباعتك وكتمتعوا وتخليهم هما في الجوع. ماشي حرام عليك؟ ولكن اللي ما عنده خير في بلاده ما يمكنش يكون فيه خير في بلادات الناس.
يوم إحباط عند الجيش المغربي فيما يخص الجزائر. كل النقاط في المغرب راهي على مرمى الصواريخ الجزائرية. يعني في اللحظة اللي قرروا مثلا يعنوا الحرب ضد الجزائر، في اللحظة هذيك كل شيء النقاط الحساسة كلها تدمر، لأنه التسليح الجزائري كان متكامل وكان مدروس.
انا كنقول لهم الا كانوا جادين في اتخاذ قرار الحرب كاينين مداخل بسيطه سهله
اللي هي
مثلا
الله يحفظ.
اول حاجه انت بغيتي دير قرار، بغيتي تاخذ قرار ديال الحرب مع المغرب. المغرب والجزائر موقعين واحد الاتفاقيه سميتها اتفاقيه الصداقه او الاخوه وحسن الجوار في افران في 69. هذه الاتفاقيه فيها واحد الماده كتقول لك تمتنع الدولتان عن اللجوء الى الحرب والعمل المسلح لحل اي خلاف سينشب او يمكن ان ينشب بينهما. يعني هذا اتفاق متفقين نحن وياهم من وراء حرب الرمال. اتفقناه المغرب مع الجزائر، اتفقوا في 69. وعلى قاعده هذاك الاتفاق غادي توقع اتفاقيه الحدود 72 وغتوقع مجموعه ديال الامور. اذا اللي باغي يدير الحرب الغي اخويا ديك الاتفاقيه ديال الاخوه، سيروا الغيوها بشكل احادي الجانب وسجلوا المتعهد وقولوا حنا
كنلغيو. يلغيو داك الشيء،
راه ما هذه الاتفاقيه بالضبط ما يقدروش يلغيوها بالضبط. الغاو ديال اسبانيا ديال الصداقه وهذا كانوا لغوها. غتقول لي مثلا اسبانيا هما لغوها، هذه ممكن يلغوها، هذه ما يقدروش يلغوها.
كيف يوقفوا الطيران، كيف يقطعوا الغاز، كيف
هذه غدير لهم مشكل اخر
فرضوا الفيزا.
لا هذه غدير لهم مشكل اخر.
Pumpkin. Let's go and have a look inside. It best be good, guys. You can't spend the goods. Oh, posh tea. Love it. We went for a mint tea. We got like 2 little cups. I love how little the cups are. I'm not like a big mug tea person, so they're perfect for me. Then obviously got a black coffee, but the star of the show is by far the cake. I think it's like a pastry with lotus on it. We've got like a lotus biscuit, and I'm hoping it's stuffed with lotus as well.
Oh, I don't want much then.
I know. Do you want to try some tea?
Go on then, bring me on some tea. Do us both one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, isn't it?
It's really hot though. I'm not really sure, like, is it cakey or pastry? It looks like pastry, so I'm gonna go in and try it. Oh my god, this is gonna be so messy. I'm gonna go in and rip it. Alright, it's not that easy to rip.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's got like a gooey middle. Oh my god, this looks fantastic. Try it. That is amazing. That's got a lot of filling and it's really rich with like lotus. It's like a creamy middle. It's like a flaky pastry, but look at the state of my hands. So many more cakes in there, the chocolate ones. Oh my god, that's amazing. Just look at the filling, there's so much in there. I can't believe the mess I'm making here. It's kind of like pastry, but not. It's very unusual and different. It's one of the best things I've ever eaten. It's so good. It's so big as well. But all this comes to 70 dirhams.
Bon, premier jour à Rabat, je viens d'arriver. Bon, ça fait un bon 20 minutes que je marche là. En même temps, je visite. Je regarde un petit peu ce qu'il y a dans le coin, en même temps, je visite un petit peu. Bon là l'idée c'est de manger bien sûr. Je me suis fixé un petit objectif, c'est de trouver le tramway. Regardez la mosquée comme elle est belle, attendez. Vous avez vu? Et à côté on a un petit parc. Bon, je suis tombée sur un resto super sympa en marchant, et voilà. Et en fait c'est un resto italien. Et regardez la déco, je kiffe la vibe. Des croquettes de pommes de terre à la truffe. Est-ce que vous avez déjà vu ça? Carrément, j'ai tout mangé, mais même la sauce, comme une morphale. Moi, je mange beaucoup, donc ça tombe bien.
When we were in Morocco, we did a 3-day Sahara Desert tour from Marrakesh to Fez, and we booked it through Get Your Guide, and this is my honest review of it. When I was trying to book this tour, I literally scoured the internet trying to find reviews of people that have done this tour, and I couldn't find anything, so hopefully this will help you if you're planning on booking it. So before I give my review, I'll just recap quickly what the tour actually included. So we left Marrakesh and our first stop was a viewpoint of the Atlas Mountains. We stayed here for like 15 minutes, then made our way to 8 Ben Hadou, which was the main stop of the day. So we stayed here for a couple of hours, then had some lunch and then drove to Dadis Gorge. I have no idea how to pronounce that, sorry. And then after that we drove to a hotel for the night. I didn't really have high expectations for the hotel, but it was honestly really nice and the views from the bedroom were stunning. So on day 2 we left the hotel early and started driving to Tingir, where we had a guided tour around the village, stopped at a carpet shop, then we had some lunch before driving on to Mazuga. We then had a camel ride into the desert for sunset, although it was so windy on the day we went that we didn't actually get to see a sunset. We stopped on the dunes for maybe like 45 minutes or so, and then we had a chance to sandboard down the dunes, which was really fun. Then we made our way to our desert camp for the night. We got shown our room, and we actually upgraded our room so we had a private shower and toilet. The bed was actually really comfy, but it was hardly like a luxury upgrade. Then we had food and listened to the Berber music, and they had us joining in, playing the drums, singing and dancing, and it was so much fun. We were meant to sit around the fire outside, but we couldn't because of the wind, so I feel like that would have been even better if we did that. And so day 3 was basically just a load of driving to Fez. We got up to see the sunrise, then made our way out of the desert and got in our taxi that was going to drive us to Fez. It's like an 8-hour drive to Fez. We stopped for lunch briefly in this random town, and then we stopped at this spot to see the monkeys, which I really didn't like because they absolutely terrify me, so I stayed in the car out of the way. But yeah, this day was just mostly driving. Okay, so for my review, the pros are that everything was included. The only thing that wasn't included was one lunch every day. You had breakfast and dinner included. Secondly, it was so affordable. I think this was the cheapest one online. Obviously, we paid for the upgrade, but I think the standard price was £170 for a 3-day tour, which is amazing. I don't really know if I'd recommend the upgrade or not. It was hardly like luxury. It was nice, but I don't really know what the standard of accommodation in the standard version was, so I don't know. Another pro is that we stopped at places that I probably wouldn't have stopped off at if I was just going to catch a bus from Marrakesh to Mazuga. We got to see 8 Ben Hadou, which was so interesting, and I'm really glad we got to see it. Okay, now for the cons. I'd say probably the number one con for me is that our time in the desert felt a bit rushed because we only had one night there. And we got there at like, say, 5-6 p.m. maybe, and by the time we actually got into the camp, we didn't actually have that much time there. We didn't spend that much time on the dunes, so that's probably one of the cons that I would say. Like, obviously the reason we booked this tour was because we wanted to see the desert, and this was kind of the main event, and I feel like it would just have been a better experience if we had 2 nights in the desert instead of 1. Don't know if this is a con as such, but it is so much driving. Like, most of your tour was spent on the bus. Like, obviously it's to be expected because you're driving across the country, but I think the longest we spent on the bus was 8 hours from the desert to Fez. Not gonna lie, I didn't find it too bad because they were stopping quite often and the stops were nice. Like, it was honestly fine, but I'm just setting your expectations. It is a lot of driving. The only other con I'd say is that we didn't have much free time at our stops because when we were visiting these little villages and stuff, they'd take us on a guided tour, which I loved because you get to learn like so much information. But sometimes I like to wander around by myself as well, and we didn't get that because we had to stick with the group, and then we'd have lunch with the group, and you don't really have a say in where you eat. You have to eat at these specific lunch spots which are like so like touristy. All in all, I did thoroughly enjoy the tour. It was so easy and so affordable. I'd say this is definitely the best option if you're travelling on a budget, but if I were to do it again, I would probably try and book it myself and try and spend more than 1 night in the desert just to like make the most of it. If you have the budget, some of the luxury desert stays offer tours like this, but obviously they're luxury so they cost a lot more. I think like most of them are like £1,000 for a couple of days, so if you have the budget, great, go and do that. So yeah, I hope that helped. If you want more details on this tour or you want to book the tour, I have the exact one we went with linked in my bio. You can find all my daily vlogs from Morocco on my page, and let me know if you have any questions.
السلام عليكم الخوت، شكرا بزاف على الدعم ديالكم. مادام وصلتين هاد اللحظه هادي فطبعا تكون داير لايك واشتراك في قناتنا الخوت، حيت ان فضل الله سبحانه وتعالى ثم فضلكم نتوما قدرنا نفوتوا 26000 مشترك، اللي كان الحلم بالنسبه لينا. وان شاء الله نوصلوا ل 40000 مشترك في اقرب وقت. عندي الثقه في الله فيكم. لاحظت التفاعل طاح شويه، وهادشي راجع لقله الفيديوهات اللي كنتنشروا، واللي محتوى الصراحه كانت كاريتي ديالو شويه طايحه. ان شاء الله غنرجعوا بقوه، غنرجعوا بفيديوهات احسن ان شاء الله. عندي الثقه في الله فيكم، ونتلاقاو في فيديو جديد.